Hey, what's up, everybody? It's GleeCon, and I'm here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Welcome. If you're not familiar with this is a show where I endeavor to do everything, to cover everything, to experience it all together in just every nook and cranny entirety. We do the weirdest, most obscure print material, manga, some non-canon stuff, digital stuff, and we do every single game. We've played through all the old ones, and we're in the middle of a long classic walkthrough. So in this walkthrough, we currently are doing an alliance run through Stranglethorn Vale. We've done most of what in retail would be considered Northern Stranglethorn, including the Myzoth quest, which kind of caps off. It's probably one of the hardest quests in the zone. We do have to wrap up the Big Hunter line, and then we're going to move our way down to Booty Bay and start working on stuff down there. So stay a while and listen. A little bit of congestion. I'm not sure. I've mentioned this recently. I don't know if it's Christmas tree related or fighting off a cold. The wife has been experiencing a lot of sickness. My wife, my son, and then I've had a lot of sinus stuff. All right, so it says that we still need true silver, but we really don't. What we're actually on the hunt for is mithril bars. We have 5 of the 40 needed for the last step. And we can also pick up this Galvin's Finest People. But we need Tethys. We need to go find Tethys down there. We're also hunting Stranglethorn pages, so I guess technically we're not done. But those pages are going to, that's going to take us throughout the entire zone. We're not going to stop hunting the page. We're not going to give up and either go to the auction house or start grinding until the end. It's a total of I want to say it's 15 total pages. We currently have 7, and I might have some in the bank. I don't know. I got to check. I do have some. I just don't know if they're ones that we have doubles on. So we're around halfway through the collection of that book, but we are only probably, this is what, let me look on the episode list. I think this is only our 3rd episode, so in what I anticipate, to be 6 to 7. So we're not even really halfway done. It's because a lot of these, maybe it's only going to be maybe 6, not sure. Now, this is the last episode we're going to do for a few days because we are on Christmas Eve today, and we're entering the Christmas season. So tomorrow we're actually going to do a pause. There is a manga from a series that we started, but it didn't fit in the overall scheme of things. So I'm actually going to jump us forward on my timeline to when Christmas, the Christmas event, which was the first event the game ever made. Where's my list of events? Let's take a peek on that. I'm going to go ahead and try to look and find that out. When I look at my notes that I've jotted roughly about what happened with each patch. So I've reviewed this a bunch of times, but we'll review it again. Pre-patch, when the game was sort of in its beta state. That guy's okay. I was going to save him or offer help, but he seemed to be fine. When the game began, it essentially, basically all of the zones existed except Silithus, and the only thing that was, there were only about 8 dungeons that were available in the beginning. Kind of coming over here to the coast, because I think the Tethys hides over here. There was Ragefire Chasm, the easiest and earliest. There was the Dead Mines. There was Shadowfang Keep, Wailing Cavern, so all the early ones. There was Stormwind Stockade. They had 2 pieces of the Scarlet Monastery, the library and the armory, the middle chunks, and then Razorfen Crawl. So that's where the game began. All right, we're going to hunt Tethys now. I think it's a blue raptor. I think we just kind of look around for that. I think it pats around the area. Yeah, this whole area where there are all these jungle stalkers we recently killed, and someone has been killing. This is the haunting ground of Tethys, and there's a dwarf paladin, and another, that's a young one. For whatever reason, it's green when it's young. So we're just looking for Tethys. Okay. And we may have to examine where Tethys can actually appear. It's the Gurubashi Arena area, which is PvP. Okay. So they're asking if I would help them kill it, which is actually what we need. So these people need help. And they're saying we can get Bangladesh after, sure. So we have a little group that we will join with. I just don't know where Tethys is. So I was already planning on getting it Bangladesh next, so that's perfect. Just don't know where Tethys is. There's Tethys. Okay, so we have Tethys right here. And we'll wait for the final person to get there. And I'll just call this guy out. As we wait, just clear the area a little bit. So Tethys, as you can see, is a 43 elite. There you go. There's the last guy. Okay, so we're gonna fight this silly little person. We're gonna crush him. It'll be no problem at all. All right, so we have now killed Tethys. And we are going to head back to Nessingwary in order to turn that in. I will go there faster than them because I want to have a chance to read the quest with you guys. And then we'll head back to Bangladesh. Like I said, Bangladesh is definitely soloable for us also. Problem with Bangladesh is he summons ads, so he can be a little bit tough, especially since we don't have Consecrate yet. We're still waiting on that tip. We still actually have 5 more levels until we get Consecrate. So we will not have Consecrate until level 53. All right. I don't even remember what we were just talking about, but oh yeah. So I was going to talk about those expansion and tiers and where we're at coming up for Christmas, which I will still do. But let's see if I can. I wanted to see if I could do this without dismounting from my horse. If I could cross that river. I did. There's a barrel of sweet nectar. I'm cool on it. All right, so then the game dropped, and I would consider this like the initial release date. The only difference it dropped was when it actually dropped, Black Fathom Deeps was included, and Scarlet Monastery was complete. The graveyard and cathedral portions were added in. So that's the only difference between what was available at beta and what was available at release. Now, this is all phase 1, or maybe this is actually, that was alpha, and these are different phases of beta. They rolled those out. I think that's actually the case. Then they had a phase where they rolled out Nomergon and Uldaman, and then they rolled out Sunken Temple and Razorfen Downs. I have a note here that says Blackrock Depths, also Blackrock Spire, upper and lower, and Stratholm. All of that was part of the initial phase 1, which is when the game came out. So I think the game actually dropped with all of that stuff too. So I don't. My thing's not marked as a question mark because Questy. Oh. So yeah, they're worried about it. No, we'll be fine. I was gonna solo it before, so. All right, let's talk about this die. How goes the hunt for Tethys? Tracked her all the way back to camp, did you?
Master Adventurer, the Raptor Slayer, has a nice ring to it, eh?
And the final quest.
You are a hunter worthy of our company. From the battlefields of Lordaeron to the deepest jungle, I have rarely witnessed such prowess with weaponry as you have demonstrated. You have killed the ferocious Sindal, the elusive Bagthera, and the treacherous Tethys. But the true prize is the head of King Bangalash. That white tiger is the reason I am here. I've had my sights on him for quite some time now. Kill King Bangalash and your hunting prowess is proven to be second to none.
All right, so here we go. We're going back. I'll worry about the spreadsheet later. I don't know what Darahik. I guess that's the person that said that they had a bad DC. They'll be fine. They don't need me for the Raptor. He said another person wants the Raptor. I'm not going through this whole experience with anybody else. Not right now. If I was off camera, I would consider it, but we've got work to do. I love that. I do find it annoying, the whole gluten-free versus celiac, all that stuff. Now, you can be gluten-free, and just because you feel like it makes you feel better not to eat gluten. But don't tell me that you have a disease, please. I have a hard time abiding by that. I think, I think there's a seek and you shall find approach to many aspects of modern medicine, and I just find that annoying. Like, if you want to tell yourself that you have these problems and that's why you feel this way, but don't come at me with that crap unless you truly have tried eating healthily and treating your body in a healthy manner with, sleep and all that good stuff, that you're sleeping well, that you're eating well. Just live a healthy life first, then see if you feel better. Go for that. Then one of my own daughters kills me with this crap all the time. You go to a doctor and you tell them you feel these certain ways, particularly if you look crap up first and you learn trigger words, then yes, you're gonna get some of what you want. All right, we're gonna drink the boot flask, but sorry to trigger. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist for some people. Absolutely. Even myself, I have far more than a normal. I'm not just lactose intolerant. Like, I have a straight allergy to lactose. It will give me hives and hot flashes, but I still, I eat accordingly. I try not to eat it. I recognize if I decide to give in to temptation, that I'm going to have to deal with bumpy hands and itchy and congestion and heartburn. It's pretty terrible because people are like, if you have heartburn, a lot of people are like, oh, drink milk. No, milk gives me heartburn. It's the worst thing I could do. So, but I just, I understand if I want to not feel bad, just don't eat those foods. And I also don't live my life like there's a freaking, I need to keep all of that away with a 10-foot pole. I don't know. I think we need to. All right, so we're going after him. Going after this dude. Okay, so I'm gonna go after. Oh, he resisted my crap. I will bubble as needed. He's gonna heal me. Okay, and then we got his little ads. He already had a couple ads spawned, but as you see, I think there's 3 there. He will spawn more. But we got the head of Bangladesh. It's not a big deal. Alright, so I am off. I'm not gonna wait for them to do all their other stuff. We got the head of Bangladesh. It's not, I mean, you could argue it's a little bit selfish, but we have business to get to. I'm not just playing right now, we're making a show, and I do not want to go back and forth and repeat the same quest a couple times while I wait on someone who's having having internet issues, which is all understandable. I normally would be a lot more chill. I'm also trying to, we're catching up so close to what we have done. Like I said, I believe after this I have Hinterlands maybe. And then that's it. Tanaris is where I'm at now, and Tanaris is so grindy because there are so many drops that I'm trying to get. I've accomplished very little. Because there are these footlockers that you get from the South Sea Pirates, and they have a chance to drop various different things that you need. So I essentially just grind them all day yesterday, and I got some of them, but I didn't even get everything in on one character. I'm going to start grinding on another one in just a second. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we do have to go back and turn in a meal served cold, so I think after we turn this in, it's going to be time to Hearth, and then we're going to fly down to Booty Bay and work on the second half. We're also going to go to... we're going to go to the bank and pick up my other pages. I'm not going to worry about... There's that Darthic guy. Alright, so... First, actually, let's turn it in. Actually, first, let's do this, the spreadsheet. Okay, so we just completed Raptor Hunting Part 3. Part 4, Raptor Mastery 4, which was killing Tethys. And then that gives you a quest called Big Game Hunter. Yeah, see, as you can see, it's just the Hinterlands. And then Tanaris I've barely started working on, so we are rapidly catching up. But we're going to do Christmas stuff, too, over the next few days. I was going to talk about that. All right, let's find the Big Game Hunter. So this is the end of this chain. Pretty cool one. And we picked it up and dropped. We're about to turn it in right now. I see your Vathalas. King Bangladesh has caused me to come crawling back to camp many times. Hang in there.
Bloody well done. Righto. Congratulations, adventurer, for
Oh.
succeeding where others have failed. I am honored to count you as a comrade of our great hunting party here. No one will ever doubt your expertise in hunting and tracking. Cheers to you, I say. Cheers.
All right, so we can sell these things. You know, it's decent money. Okay, and now we're going to get out of here as we head back. It'd be nice to raise my blacksmithing up a little bit, but I can't really. because we're short. Now, we do have the true silver. I actually should smelt while we're here. Yeah, so we're going to do this Great Father Winter coming up soon. But what we need to do is go over to a meal served cold. And without abandoning it, we need to re-pick it up, and that will allow us to immediately turn back in. So that's step one. Then we have to go back to the bank. And I want to also do... I'm going to hit the smelting up in the Dwarven District if I can also. So a meal served cold we did pick up. This is a little hack if you just want to mess with the quest and not have to worry about the timer. So we picked it up before. As soon as you pick up the quest, you're on a 30-minute timer. And if you keep the quest as failed, you can still get the cold haunch to drop from the basilisk. So we just re-pick it up.
My most famous dishes is chilled basilisk in
So he's going to go through his whole thing again.
The problem is, the meat is impossible to keep fresh, and I must serve the dish tonight for a noble's birthday. So, if you can bring me a chilled basilisk haunch from a freshly killed cold-eye basilisk quickly, then I will owe you a king's feast. Cold-eye basilisks are known to roam along the beach dunes of northwestern Stranglethorn, so you have much traveling to do. And be swift.
Also, you would fail if you released your spirit, which we did do that also in that Myzoth quest. Pretty Contessa, do you have that haunch? I must begin preparing it soon for the banquet to be ruined.
This will do nicely. Many, many thanks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get the haunch chopped, marinated, and garnished for the banquet.
Yeah, so that's it. We just get a little rep, and we get a decent chunk of XP, and we've completed the quest. So that's good for us. That was called A Meal Served Cold. We finished that bad boy off. We can actually check that one off of the list. Boom. All right. So before we head back out into the world, where there are plenty of low-level quests we still haven't done, originating out of Booty Bay, we have 12 spots available. But we need to go to the bank, and we need to go to the smelting, the forge. I want to smelt up a little bit of what I have just to clear up a pinch of space. And also I want the map to stop triggering that I need true silver bars. Because we have the actual true silver part. I don't really want to spend gold on the mithril. It is expensive. I think it's like 20 gold or something for a stack of mithril, and I just don't want to mess with that. I mean, we can go take a peek right now and just see how much mithril is on the market. So we would need like 220 stacks. So if we just look up mithril. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, those are expensive. Mithril gyro shot, even that's 3 gold each. That's stupid. Look, you can buy those helms if you want to purchase them for the quest. That's cool. Just sort of looking. Dazzling mithril rapier. Mithril head trout. There you go. Mithril bar. 20 stacks are 14 gold each. So it would cost me 28 gold to get that done. I don't want to spend 28 gold on that, but it is a backup. Like if we do get desperate, that is something we could consider. Okay, let's go to the bank real quick and pick up any pages that I have left over. Got my horse full up, all up in the middle of the bank.
No one's ever stolen anything out.
All right, so we actually have a pretty decent amount. Okay, all this other stuff I don't care about. Oh, I can put that aquamarine in there. I now don't need the citrine either. We do need that. I don't need this heavy leather right now. I could put that in the bank. I think I need this silver. Maybe I need this wool. I gotta check that stuff out. I'm gonna put this light leather in there. I definitely don't need that. Sure, I'll put the moistelette. Do I have jade? Yes, I have a stack of jade. We've got black pearls. I can put the black pearls in there. We're going to learn the night fin and some of the other stuff soon. Okay. So, this is good. All right. So what I need to do, what was I just looking at? Blows a winter reveler a kiss. We're gonna hunt for mithril. I'm not gonna give up. I think I have 3 plus, yeah, 4. No, 3. Yeah, so I have 5 of the 40 I need for the last stack. Unfortunately, we have those recipes, and we need to get that up there too. So we're going to need to then further get mithril in order to... Sending you holiday love, brah. I don't know if that's to me or if I'm just standing next to someone. Alright, so I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. There was too much going on all at once in my brain. I want to clean my bags up some. We'll do a little bit of smelting right now. I used to think that those things you could smelt right on them. I don't know if you can or can't. Alright, so we're going to smelt our mithril, our 3 pieces, and then we'll smelt our true silver. Yeah, see, that's building up what we need. And then true silver. Love it. Okay, so now that part is checked off. Let's clean up as we walk. Let's clean up our bags. Yeah, this actually can stay down here for a second. Let's clean up the pages and see what pages we have. Well, obviously it's going to start with page 1. I have a page 8, 6, I think 6 and 8. So we have 3 out of the 4 to start chapter 1. Oh, no, look at that. We actually have all of chapter 1. So we can go turn in. Chapter 1 is done. Fantastic. So we can go turn that in and that will give us chapter 1. I think we have to... So, dang it. That means we need to go march back. Well, we're going to actually have to go do like a up and down. So we'll come back to that. So that's good. So chapter 1's ready to roll. Since I had some 4s. Alright, now chapter 2. We have page 10, 11, and 16. We are missing one of the... Dang it. One of the chapters in chapter 2. What are we missing? We are missing 14. So we're missing a page 14. But we're getting there. And then for chapter 3, we have 18 and 20. So we are missing 2 pages of chapter 3 and a page of chapter and 2 pages of chapter 4. So we're missing 5 total pages. Yeah, so for chapter 3, we're missing pages 21 and 24. And then for chapter 4, we're missing pages 25 and 26.
These great beasts know.
All right, we're going to fly down to Booty Bay now.
They'll get you there fast and maybe show you something new at the same time.
All right, so now we have 8 quests. We can get rid of a couple, but we are basically going to have to prioritize. We're going to get around 11 or so quests from Booty Bay. Cortolo's Riddle and Message in a Bottle. Cortolo's Riddle comes... I don't even remember where it comes from. I think it's from one of the ships. Message in a Bottle is one that we can pick up. We don't have to mess with it right now. Monogram Sash happens near the end. We need to pick up that, but we can exchange that out. Alright, so we do have basically a lot of the grays we can pick up. If I wanted to pick up about 11 quests, the Captain's Chest we're not doing. So we'd pick up Investigate the Camp. We turn in Krazek's Cookery. I think there's a quest that sends us back with it. Supplies to Private Thorsen, we're going to do that. The Haunted Isle, I don't even know where the heck that comes from, but okay, we'll pick that one up. Singing Blue Shards, Blood Scalp Ears, Hostile Takeover, that's 7. Then we can pick up some of the lower greens as well. As I said, we can go up to 11. So we can do a Scaring Shaky, Kiri's by the Bundle, Stoli's Debt, which I think sends us into Tanaris. and then maybe Stranglethorn Fever. So everything except for the elites and the dungeons, we can just about pick it all up. We're just not going to be picking up these guys that are outside. Or maybe we will as we complete some of this, so we might have just enough space to get everything we want. And meanwhile, we're going to be looking for... Can I switch on this? I can. Okay. Yeah, we do need to go back and turn in chapter 1, so that's great. That'll be the one that just clears out of our log. And we just need to find more mithril. That is it. We need 5. So when this dude gives us the next quest, Galvin's Finest Pupil, that's actually going to send us down to Gadget Stand also. So before we go there, I think we do need to pick that quest up. I just want to have mithril. So let's look and see if there's mithril or Stranglethorn Classic. Let's see how many nodes there are. Stranglethorn Vale around the Crystal Mines. So it is contained in, nope, mined from mithril deposits. There you go. We want the ones that are in Stranglethorn Vale. There we go. Okay, so if you look at the map, there's some up there, and then there's basically around these different areas, these islands, there can be mithril ore nodes all along, but they're obviously not super duper common. So we will be looking. They average about 2.5, no, let's say they average 3 ore. We need 35, so we need about 12 different ore nodes, give or take a few. So if we got super, super lucky, we would need 9. If we got super, super unlucky, we would need about 18. So that's the variance, is from 9 to 18. And if you split that difference, like I said, it's about 12. That's actually a 9. That's a 4. Yeah, 13, 14. So in all likelihood, we would need somewhere in the 13 to 14 range. And that's not nothing, but it's not undoable. All right, so we're gonna now in Booty Bay, we're gonna explore Booty Bay completely. This is a nice time for us, and we're gonna get quests where we can. So this little tower is the Alliance Tower. The Alliance and Horde have separate things, and this brings us down to kind of a mid-level floor. There's something called All Things Flora on this little deck. This is Swiss Family Robinson. This is a superior herbalist. If we wanted to learn herbalism, there's a little gnome sitting at the top. There's a cauldron, Boucher's cauldron. This is an expert alchemist. And alchemy supplies, couple frost protection, nature protection. Okay, so we're just exploring this top tier for now. If we go over that way, that will actually take us over to that other building, but I want to do this. This is the leatherworking area, if you wanted to be here. Cloth armor. There's just some generic rings and stuff. And leatherworking supply with a thick Murloc armor recipe there. And if you go to the top, there's some dirty clothes. Okay, you keep going along here, there's a tannery, so this is your skinning shop. There's a cooking thing in here, and there's actually nothing else there, but if you want to cook, got some nice cooking you could do. Okay, this is a tailor to cities, haha. This is your tailoring supplies. Enchanter's cowl, crimson silk cloak, and an expert tailor. What are their names? Garnick, Goodstitch, and Zix. Zix. Okay, I'm just checking the top stores. All right, this is the Master Gnome Engineer. He also has a cooking thing.
I can't remember. Stupid saying anyway.
All right, this is a random shop with leatherworking supplies. Shadow skin gloves. That's actually really good. We're gonna buy that with our girl. That gives you the shadow cat hide. Those gloves are really good. I think that guy that we just talked to, that gnome, he's also where we will turn in our stuff. Dizzy One Eye, we need him for a certain quest. Okay, there's another smelting thing we could have used. McGavin of the Mithril Order is there. We'll talk to him later on. This is a blacksmithing supplies, Jansen Underwood, and this is a blacksmithing trainer. And he does train some good stuff. We will be back there. Let's see stuff that's okay. Here's the plate and chain shop. There's Fargan Mortaluk and an orc he works with blacksmithing supplies named Herklor. Okay, so that's all of the upper stores. Now we're going to walk all the way back to the inn and work our way down. These are the mid-level stores. We'll come back to them in a moment, and then we'll hit the bottom-level stores in this multi-tiered city. But this is the Southern Skies platform. We're going to go back there, and this time we're going to cut over this little bridge right here, which takes us, there is a mailbox, but there's also the tavern, which is multi-story. There's a lot of the quests come out of here. So there's Deeg and the Blackwater Waiters. Okay, more importantly, we have a few quests going on here. So here is Krazek.
Paladin, eh? I am Krazek, Baron Revelgod's secretary. I know everything about the goings-on in this jungle and beyond. Perhaps you'd be interested in knowing the going price on oil in Ratchet. Nah? Looking for work, maybe? I can help you there. Hello? You brought me something?
Oh, I see. It's a Krazek's crockpot. An ingenious piece of work, but it can break a spring or throw a gear now and then. Let me see what's wrong with this one. Haha. Its steam charger is rusted out, it has a cracked knuckle gasket, and its vobulator is missing teeth. I'm surprised the pot could even boil a turnip in this state. Can I fix it? Of course I can fix it, but there's a price. Oh yes, there is always a price.
All right, so what are we doing here? I don't really need that. We are going to finally turn in the Krazek, whatever it's called. What's it actually called? Krazek's Cookery. So that is going to be done now. That is an easier one. Okay, and we need to extend. We have a lot of quests ahead of us. Extend down there. Okay.
There is a mountain cave in Dry Whisker Gorge. Far to the north in the
Oh, I think we can access our bank here.
In that cave is rare ore, bloodstone. The bloodstone in this cave is not of the highest grade, but even low quality.
I knew we needed it for something.
To those with the knowledge to use it, I would like some. I will fix your crockpot, but while I work on it, bring me samples of bloodstone. Bring me enough, and I'll even give you a bonus. Oh, and if you don't have the skill to mine it, find someone who does.
Yeah, so luckily we do not have to do this quest as Horde because it's a pain in the butt, but we're going to run back. I'm just jumping right over to the bank because I want to get my bloodstone out.
Interesting.
Perfect. I forgot all about that. So we are, if you blow a kiss at the Winter Reveler, by the way, you can get yourself a little buff. It's like a 30-minute buff. Where are they? Yeah, see? Blow a kiss at them, and we did not. You have a chance at a buff. So I blew a kiss. Now I have a 1 hour cooldown. I can't do it again. I did not get the buff. But you have a chance to get this mistletoe buff when doing it. Alright, so now we have a favor for Krazek now is what we picked up. And we're going to also immediately turn it in because I had that bloodstone ore saved up from when we were in Arathi.
Yo! Keep it real!
Hello, Glee Contessa. Did you have luck getting the bloodstone?
Ah, splendid. That was a big favor you did for me. Here's your payment.
30 silver.
While you were gone, I fixed the pot you brought me. I even added an extra steam whistle. And look, there's a new chopper at the bottom that'll cut through leg bones. Yes, Krazek's crock pot is a 100% cook pleaser. I'm sure its owner will be satisfied.
I mean, like a healer druid hat. I guess that's what it is. All right, so now we have returned to Corporal Kaleb. So we have another reason why we need to go back up to Corporal Kaleb. Because we got to turn it back in. All right, so now we have a few other things we can do. So we're going to investigate the camp.
I've
gotten reports of a group of hunters that have set up camp upriver of the Venture Company mining camp on Lake Nazfariti. Now, normally I wouldn't care, but improbably I heard that Hemet Nessingwary was one of the hunters there. He's certainly well connected, if you catch my meaning, and you never can be too safe. Why don't you go check out the camp, adventurer, see what they're about?
So this is really just a way of kind of doing a breadcrumb to Hemet's camp. You just have to walk into the camp and then come back and tell them. That's yeah, neutral. You can do this on both parties. We have to go back there to turn our chapter in anyway, so.
Yes, I do have something you could do, actually. Lieutenant Doran and his followers up in the north need their regular supplies from us. They haven't been delivered, and with the trolls attacking, I'll need someone to do it. Doran's camp lies northwest of the road at the entrance to Stranglethorn from Duskwood. Give the supplies to Private Thorsen. If he's not in the camp, then he'll be patrolling south of it. He'll take care of them. Mind you, if you fail, you'll owe me restitution.
So that's another breadcrumb to go back to the human camp if you happen to come down this way to the south instead. So that's all that this serves as, is a breadcrumb. Okay, the Haunted Isle, we're going to pick that one up. Tranrek is actually a Zul Farak quest, or Zul Grub, whatever the Tanaris one is.
Baron Revelgaz has had me keep an ear out for rumors of the strange and out of place in Booty Bay and Stranglethorn. I don't usually put much stock in ghost stories, but I heard some sailors in the tavern talking about a haunted island off the coast. Water elementals and a raving goblin ghost, they say. If you're going to go talk to Revelgaz, could you relay that story to him?
So now this quest is actually the start of a kind of a complicated little chain. Where's that? It's called the Haunted Isle. I'm pretty sure it's neutral, but it might be blue. Oh, it is. This is an alliance only quest, but this is an easy peasy one. We just go talk to the Baron. All right, now there is also this dude, Kibok. He has some quests for us too.
Okay, well, hello there. You seem like you wouldn't be opposed to making some coin. I can tell from the look in your eyes. I am Mogul Kibok, overseer of operations in Azeroth, and if it's riches you seek, perhaps I can make arrangements. Blood scalp ears.
They've been killing off our agents in the jungle. I've already lost a good number of my best guards to skirmishes with them. The costs are piling up. How will I explain this to Baron Revelgaz? Decisive action. Think, Kebok. You weren't assigned to the post you have today for sitting around. I've got it. You, adventurer, is it? You'll help me, won't you? There's money to be had. Here's the deal. You bring me the ears of 15 blood scalp trolls, and I'll compensate you well.
All right, so he just basically wants us to kill all the trolls. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's a neutral one. So we'll be doing this both. Drop rate is meh, maybe 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. And hostile takeover.
He's done it this time. Bad enough that Gelriz is muscling out the moguls who were appointed by the trade princes. Now he tries to cut in on the most notorious pirate. Revelgaz won't have it, and he's told me to take care of the problem in my own way. My way? Theft. The Venture Company geologists near Lake Nazfariti are deeply interested in those strange blue crystals they have been finding in the mines. Bring me samples of the stone from their geologists. I don't care what you have to do to get them.
Okay, so hostile takeover. We're going to go up north where a lot of those mithril ore nodes were listed, right around there. And we're just going to fight these. Actually, that's not the one I'm even thinking of. It's pretty easy, though. We need to go up there anyway to perhaps get Galvin's finest pupil. I think we do need to get that. So we have multiple reasons to go back up north, so that's cool. And we have hostile takeover. I marked that off. Good. All right, let's go talk to Baron Revelgaz. This is Fleetmaster Seahorn and Baron Revelgaz. They're the leaders of Booty Bay.
Welcome to Booty Bay, partner. I hope your stay in my town is enjoyable and uneventful. Emphasis on the latter. We've got plenty of drink if you're thirsty, and plenty of bouncers if you're antsy. Now then, what can this humble servant of the Steamweedle cartel do for you? Better still, what can you do for me, eh? Interesting. Some time ago, I seem to remember reading a book once that suggested... of course, a troll legend it was. If what Krazek reports is true, perhaps I will soon be able to add the Stone of the Tides to my collection of ancient artifacts and relics. If there is indeed a goblin mage and water elementals haunting the island, it could mean the Stone of the Tides can be mine. I want you to locate this haunted island, find out what's going on. Oh, and if you perhaps want to find out more about the Stone of the Tides, take this script to the Stormwind Library. They should be able to find you a copy of the book I first came across the legend in. Could it be that Gazban actually discovered the stone?
Okay, so he actually gave us this script. That script, it allows you to do a repeatable quest in Stormwind. It's kind of interesting. So, all right, so the Haunted Isle, though, is done. And he gave us this, what's it called? Stone of the Tides? Yeah. But you could skip it if you want, but we're actually going to do it because it's, well, first of all, we're completionists, but right there is the Haunted Island. We can't go back yet, but it might be worth flying back and then coming back down coming back down this way. It actually might be a little bit shorter, but if we wanted to come over here, this is the Orc flight path. This is if you want to accidentally fight Gringer here and die. Now we do have some other layers of the inn to look at still. Okay, so this is a little mid-level. There's a rogue trainer named Ian Strom. If you are interested in that sort of thing. There's also an empty bedroom here. Little Swiss Stanley Robinson. It takes us across here. Here's Caitlin the Blade. I think we need her for a different quest. Another book. There's actually lots of books here. And then the final tier. There's Innkeeper Skindle.
Come in. Just don't sit too close to the stove. It hasn't exploded yet today, but just to be safe, I think you should sit elsewhere.
Okay, there's also Nixax Philamug. Nice name. Then this guy, Crank Fizzlebub.
The singing crystals are unique to
We've actually done quests with him.
Very valuable to certain parties. I can move those crystals, but the cursed venture company makes it hard for an honest entrepreneur like myself to gather any. I'd like to hire you. The basilisks in Stranglethorn eat the crystal. This gives them their hardened skin, and sometimes decent quality crystal can be harvested from it. You can get it from any basilisk, but the less nasty ones are along the shores south of Zulkunda to the north. Hurry back!
Alright, so Singing Blue Shards is the next one that we just picked up. That is also, I think, a neutral one. There it is right there. Cool. Okay. Also, that's another Winter Reveler. There's this guy here. He has Whiskey Slim's Lost Grog. We're actually going to save that one. That's a level 50. That's a more difficult one. Now we're on the middle tier, the mezzanine tier. She's the lady that you talk to when you go to Nomergon. She's a little blade trader. He's the chief engineer, Scooty. He can also get you to Nomergon if you're a horde. There's Grimestack, the stable dude. This is a superior fisherman. This is a Zandalarian emissary. I don't remember what that's for. And this is, again, this is the bank. But here's a quest called the Curies by the Bundle.
Work, adventurer. I might have some if you're up for a little challenge. I got a friend named Groy who makes a killing selling what the Naga call Akiri's Reed. It's some kind of valuable ocean reed. Not too sure what it's for, but he pays well for bundles of the stuff. You bring me 10 stalks of the stuff, and we'll have business to do. The Naga were last seen along the beach to the north of here.
So that's a little bit of a closer one, so we're going to save that one. But this is Akiri's, and if you're Alliance, this is actually a two-part step. The Akiri's by the Bundle. Yeah, Alliance get to have a follow-up where you go bring the Akiri's back to, I think, Stormwind, something like that. But we're not going to do that right now. Okay, as we look at this mezzanine level here, we have another building right here. And there are more quests to be had. So here's two more. This is Scaring Shaky.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people who don't pay their gambling debts. And there are a lot of people who owe me. Think you can help me collect? First, there's Shaky Phillip down by the docks. He owes me plenty after last week's game, and I want my due. But to get it, we'll have to scare him. Go out of town and hunt Elder Mistvale gorillas. Find a nice selection of giblets, then take them to Shaky. Don't let on if they're from an animal. Let him think the worst. My old buddy Stoli owes me a very special bottle of rum. He tends the bar at Steamweedleport in Tanaris, Kalimdor, and he promised me that the rum there is stronger than anything we can find in Booty Bay. He's so confident that he says if I try that rum and don't agree with him, then he'll double the money he owes me. Well, I think he's not as confident as he was when last we spoke, and now he's afraid to give me that rum. But I don't back down from wagers, so why don't you talk to him for me?
Okay, so scaring Shaky, we can't do it quite yet because we have to go kill some gorillas. And I think we need to do that for another quest too, so we're going to hold off on that. And then the, this other one, what's it called? Stoli's Debt, right? Yeah. That one is like a little quick 3-parter, but it requires us to go to Tanaris. So we're going to save that one also. We won't be doing that today. All right, if you go downstairs, you can get yourself to the lowest level of the town. There is just some bruisers. This is actually one of the auctioneers. And on the bottom level, there are a couple other things. So this is where we've done this on previous episodes, but this is the Happy Bobber. This is where you get your expert fishing from. If you're ever interested in that, he does sell a strong fishing pole. This is a nice spot where you can run up if you are fishing. Also, there's a second store here. Another superior fisherman. Okay, and then this other mid-tier that you come out at. So, nothing too crazy, but we have another quest right here.
You sure seem eager to work, matey. Not sure why some land-loving person adventurer is offering help to the Blackwater Raiders, but I'm not gonna turn you away. Our ship just docked here in Booty Bay, and word has it that our rivals, those damn dirty blood-sail buccaneers, have been spotted all over southern Stranglethorn. All the boys are too busy hitting the grog and looking for ladies. What I need is a scout. Check the cove just north of Booty Bay along the Savage Coast and see what you find.
All right, so this is the start of the Bloodsail Buccaneers chain. We're not going to do that today, but it is it's a complex, not complex, but it's got a bunch of parts to it. That's an easy one. It's a scout one. We'll come back to that one in a minute. Okay, so while we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and look. We have some more middle stuff I missed. This is the neutral auction house. I love it. This guy is lost and found. Oh, so like that Skull of Impending Doom. I guess because you can't get that really anywhere else, I could rebuy that one from here. Here's the little Port Authority Superior Weaponsmith. Oh, what is that in my bag? Oh, fresh holly. Oh, it makes my mount turn into a reindeer. Okay. Here's engineering supplies, which we don't need. There's a true silver transformer, an accurate scope, a mace crafter, who has maces that are significantly worse than what we use. Back over here is the guy that sells ammo. Here is some recipes. Oh, cool. How do you know that? Looks like we know all of them. Every single one. And then this guy sells parrots. If you want to have a senegal or a cockatiel, I'm not going to pay for those because I don't want to have a bag space taken up by them, but you can buy parrots. Okay, cool. If you continue along, that's the exit from the town, but there is one other thing. There's a guy over here that gives a quest. That's Shaky. We will need to scare him eventually. That's the Shipmaster Grislow. These are various people we've talked to at different times, but this guy gives us the quest, Captain's Chest. Actually, we're going to not pick that one up because that's a pretty... it's not a chain or anything. It's a one-off. Now, we've missed a few somehow. I somehow missed Drizzlick, Supply and Demand. I could possibly pick up Whiskey Slims. And we missed Stranglethorn Fever. Stranglethorn Fever I missed because it's inside this little upturned boat. There's a sick guy there laying down. Finn Fizzracket.
Sick. So very sick. Have contracted Stranglethorn fever. deadly VV virus. Only to eat the heart.
More cowbell.
The mock savage, elusive white beast. Witch Doctor Unbagwa, only one who can see a summon. Seek Unbagwa in hidden cave on Southern Cape. Hurry, dying.
That quest is actually freaking hard. All right, so we'll be saving that one. We're not doing it today. That's a tough one. So that's Stranglethorn Fever. There's a regular piece and there's a repeatable piece. The repeatable piece is summoning Mock. We will have to do it as part of it. And it's repeatable because you can absolutely fail and screw the whole thing up. All right, so oh my gosh, we only have one space left in our quests. So I'm gonna pick up the last one. We're not picking up any of these others. If I really had to drop one, I don't even know which one I would drop. All right, but I missed this one somehow, supply and demand, which is actually a really important one. I want to pick it up before we go. Somehow I just didn't. Oh, this guy. I missed it over here. Look at these weird Toscum and Zoris.
Ah, the finest leather crafter of the South Seas and the world's old and new. That's what they call me. Me, Drizzlick, the finest Lee. Uh-huh. Well, my leather goods are known far and wide as the most exquisite, a connoisseur's choice. I've just received an order from Director Riddlevox of the Tinkers Union for a dozen of his favorite Excelsior line boots. Our best sellers, actually. To start on the basic shape, I'll need crocolisk skins from the crocs along the river in northern Stranglethorn.
Okay, so this is a quest called Supply and Demand, and it is basically, it's very similar to, if you see it's very low on the list, very similar to the hunting quests. It's just packaged up a little bit differently. It's really designed from a difficulty level to be taken on at the same time. You're basically going to be fighting various tiers of crocodile, up to and including like an elite crocodile at the end. It's not named. It's obviously not tied to Big Game Hunter, but there are pieces of it. Okay, so we got a lot. We have a full 20 in the quest log. We have a lot of things to do. We actually have to drop some because a lot of these have pieces of them that are a little bit more opened up. But we have a lot still that can now be taken in Northern Stranglethorn. So, excusez-moi. What we're going to actually do is fly here because I want to complete... Oh, no. We are going to have to drop one because... What can I drop? I'm looking down here. I guess I'm going to have to drop Stranglethorn Fever. I mean, I guess I'll drop it if I have to. Because... I could also drop Stoli's Debt. We could drop that too. But we might need to drop one. I wanted to keep one spot open because we need a spot to do this Stormwind quest, but maybe it doesn't take up a spot in our quest log. But there's this repeatable quest called Stormwind Library. That's why we're flying back to Stormwind right now. It's actually interesting. The fact that it counts as a quest, it's unique, kind of neat little thing here. But yeah, so we'll address that when we get there. And let's continue talking where we were. Okay, so the first big patch came. This game, I think, ended up dropping, I can't remember when it originally dropped. I want to say it was around September of 04. And then the first big patch came out, which gave us Maraudon, the Gurubashi Arena, and Christmas. So that's where we're at right now. The Gurubashi Arena is something that's done right here in Stranglethorn, so we're available to mess around with that. So that tracks. And Christmas are some cool quests as well. And Maraudon, we've actually encountered it. We're just not going to be running Maraudon as a dungeon yet. We'll be running Maraudon as a dungeon after we finish Fairless. So we will have 4 more zones to do, including Zul'Farrak first, before we get there. But this is basically where we're at right now, where normal players would be within about 4 or 5 months after the game came out. Tops, some maybe only 3 or so. I believe Onyxia and the other Chromatic Dragons, as well as Zul'Farrak, also all came out around this time. And that gets us into stage 3. So I will have to look at Chronicles as well. There are... The Zoomers must be calling capitalism botting. I guess the closet full of participation trophies didn't pay off. Wow, you sound like a real fun guy or girl. Well, your name is Chad's son, so... Alright, so people are just ridiculous here too. Someone says I shouldn't stand in this spot, so now they're standing there. A group of people are standing there. I just can't. Also, just like, how bitter are you? The Zoomers must be calling capitalism botting. Like, you just sound like a freaking sorry. Like, why do you gotta put that out there? I mean, to be fair, I'm not saying go ahead and complain about... It's not capitalism, per se. Grom's blood, maybe? That person says, what's their... Alright, so you come back to this library. Sorry, I guess I'm a bitter old man also. So this person, Daniel Tovold, can give us a quest called the Stormwind Library. King Anduin has placed great importance on learning and thus has provided funds for making copies of various tomes and writings available to the public. It's very simple. You bring me a library script and I can give you a copy of one of the available books.
Do any of these titles interest you, adventurer?
So the only 2 that you can pick are the Story of Morgan Lattimore, which we already got for completing that quest line, so we're not going to take it, or The Legends of the Gurubashi Volume 3, Stone of the Tides.
Have a good one.
So luckily that did not require us to actually use up an inventory spot. And we've completed yet another quest in the game. For those of us that are really interested in being super completionists, that is a rare one. It will count as a quest completion, but it doesn't take up a lot of spot. Yeah, Steel Bloom and Grom's Blood, absolutely. Grom's Blood is the main part. There's very few spots. Yeah, Grom's Blood is good money. It's very useful. There's not that many to get it, and that's by far the easiest place in the game to get it. So, alright, so we're going to read this book as we fly back now. The Legends of the Gurubashi Volume 3. Remember, we're trying to learn... We're not flying back to Booty Bay either. We're going to do our Westfall secret run, or shortcut run. And we're trying to find out where the Stone of the Tides is. So if you didn't have Questy, this would help you figure out where it's at. Legend of the Trolls, Volume 3, Stone of the Tides. By the hand of Archmage Anserum Runeweaver. Dalaran. Now, you know what's also interesting? I think that Anserum is either the name or very similar to the name of the guy in Kingdom Hearts. So I wonder what the... I think there's like a... I don't know if there's like an anagram or something involved in that name. But there's something interesting about that name in Wizards. Introduction. The ancient Gurubashi Empire was a source of many fascinating and intriguing legends that can be no doubt traced to their environs. His examinations of their belief systems and societal practices have pointed to a great reverence for their natural surroundings.
These great beasts know
I'm just going to Westfall.
They'll get you there fast and maybe show you something new at the same time.
While I have delved into many aspects of their snake worship in previous volumes of this study, I put forth here an examination of the trolls' interesting and unique relationship with the sea. The Great Sea. The Gurubashi Empire was surrounded on 3 sides by the sea, because it's a peninsula, Stranglethorn. So it comes as little surprise that water would figure prominently as an aspect of their society. While the trolls were able to roam and control the large areas of their jungle empire, the sea eluded them. It was vast and immeasurable, no doubt a disconcerting neighbor for the powerful trolls. It should be noted here that recent discoveries seem to suggest that the trolls had little interest in exploring the lands beyond the Great Sea. While troll species have been encountered along the length and breadth of Azeroth, Cosmodon and Lordaeron, little evidence of their civilization has been found in the newly discovered lands of Kalimdor or upon the islands in the South Seas. Okay. Whether this demonstrates an unwillingness of the trolls to venture away from their terrestrial holdings, or a failure on their part to develop the technologies needed to make such a journey, will take further research and analysis that is out of the scope of my writings here. So basically, why were the trolls not a seafaring race? Although in Warcraft 2, it's troll warships. So, I mean, we're talking out of both sides of our mouth here, Blizzard. But one can hardly ignore so large a presence, and new findings in the extensive troll ruins of Stranglethorn Vale show an aspect of their relationship with the sea previously unknown and undocumented: the Stone of the Tides. Recent discoveries during surveys of the troll ruins of Stranglethorn Vale have shown references to an object known as the Stone of the Tides. Various fragments of troll legends can be pieced together to paint a rather complete picture of the stone and its importance to the ancient Gurubashi Empire. It appears that the Stone of the Tides allowed its bearer to control water in its many forms: rivers, rain, and the tides. Which kind of gets us to some of those tablets that we did when we were doing the Thorsen chain. Because of the stories related to use of the Stone of the Tides, I have conjectured that it is actually a physical manifestation of the powers of the Water Lord, a powerful elemental of the seas. How and why such an object would leave the Water Lord's control and fall into the hands of the trolls is another question that is beyond the scope of my knowledge. The Tide Bearer. Like the movements of the eponymous tides, the Stone of the Tides entered into the world of the trolls and departed, never constantly staying in the trolls' hands for longer than a generation at a time. In troll legends, the Stone of the Tides came to the Gurubashi Empire. It was found by a troll warrior wandering along the coast of Stranglethorn. He came upon a mysterious blue stone within which milky white... There's some singing crystal shards, but I'm going to save and fight the harder crystal guys. He came upon a mysterious blue stone within which milky white strands floated and flowed. Intrigued by the stone, the warrior took it with him and continued upon his journey. Over the weeks and months, the warrior discovered that the stone had given him control over water. He could summon forth water elementals, creatures formed completely of water, duplicating a feat that only powerful mages of the Kirin Tor are able to perform. So basically, yeah, what water mage summoning, which I think starts getting popular in Burning Crusade, is something that you can do with this stone. The warrior traveled to Zul'Grub, to the heart of the Empire, to show his newfound abilities to the Emperor. He easily gained a court audience after demonstrating his powers in the center of the Imperial capital. His powers easily amazed the Gurubashi Emperor, who immediately gave him a place of honor at court. Okay, we need these crocs while we're here too. Naming the warrior Tidebearer, leaving his old name behind. So that's what we're looking for. Yeah, we need these crocs. Kind of silly, but it is what it is, because they're so weak. So we waited so long on this chain. For years, the Tidebearer served the Gurubashi Empire, summoning his thrall water elementals in battle and manipulating the flow of... That's a fish. Water in Stranglethorn Vale for the benefit of the Empire. But as the years went on, the Tidebearer became more reclusive. There's another croc. Tending to stay for long periods of time away from court. The Tidebearer was hiding a secret. from the prying eyes of the court. The abilities granted to him by the Stone of the Tides also came with a curse. As the years passed, there are crocodiles like all around here. There's tin, though. I don't need that. That's a basilisk. I don't want that either. Just want the crocs. The tide bear was fading away. With each coming and going of the tides, the tide bear became less of himself, losing his corporeal form. Okay, we got our first... Oh, we only need 2 skins, so that's chill. Until his dying days, he traveled to the beach where he had first found the stone and walked into the sea. Find more of these crocs. Crikey. Disappearing for the last time. Generations later, the Stone of the Tides washed upon the shores of Stranglethorn, and another tide bearer was chosen. As the troll brought the stone... There you go, we've located their camp. To Zul'Grub. So the process continued for generations, the stone appearing with the tide and the tide bearer leaving into the tide. Modern day accounts of the Stone of the Tides have appeared from place to place, but one must still wonder why an object of such power would appear with such regularity and by whose design. So very interesting, very neat. And we're about to complete chapter 3 of the... chapter 1 of the quests, which that's cool. And that's going to give us another book that we can read also. As we walk around here and fight and stuff. Where's our time? Okay, so we'll give it until about 45, so about 20-ish more minutes. All right, let's turn in chapter 1.
How are ya? See you soon.
I don't suppose you're able to track down pages 1, 4, 6, and 8. Those 4 are all we need to paste chapter 1 back together.
At last, chapter 1 is complete.
Okay, so we have chapter 1, and now 1, 4, 6, and 8 are completed. We no longer have to collect them. 10, 11, 16, I think we're missing 14. And then we have 18, 20, and 27. So we can also sell this Gorobashi. We can save that. We do have to bring this cookpot back too. Okay. All right, so let's sell some of this stuff, and as we run around, we're going to continue to read now. I don't need that book anymore. I'm going to sell this. Pages actually sell for a decent amount. You could be cool, and whatever. All right, so we're going to read chapter 1. 8 pages. Our first day went as well as one can expect first days to go. Need to find some crocs as we're walking. Most of our time was preoccupied with making the necessary arrangements to establish a base camp. I located an ideal setting by a freshwater river inlet. Judging by the old abandoned docks nearby, the site was inhabited some time ago. So this is where they're at camp now. As for the original inhabitants, only time can tell that tale. It's interesting, though. This is called the Green Hills of Stranglethorn. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking of Hills Like White Alec, which is the achievement name. And that's based on a short story called Hills Like White Elephants. But I always get the two confused because Hills Like White Elephants has nothing to do with this. For this expedition, I've assembled Ajek Ruak and Sir S.J. Earlgadin, along with my trusted servant, Barnel Stonepot. I fought alongside Ajek's father's side in many battles in defense of the Alliance. Seeing her grown is quite special. Her father schooled her well in the ways of weaponry. Her skills with a bow, there we go, we got the second skin that we need, make me wonder if there is elven blood running through those veins. Sir S.J. Earlgadin comes from human aristocracy. His father, Count Earlgadin, was renowned for his generosity. It was the Count who lobbied for improving working conditions for the Stonemasons Guild during the restoration of Stormwind after the Second Great War. Okay, so this guy is the supplies to Private Thorsen. Actually need to turn that quest into him. Okay.
dangerous.
Oh, we can't turn it in right here. So we'll have to... Oh, he's gonna be being an idiot right now. Okay. Okay, helping this little night elf warrior out.
How are you?
Okay, now I can turn in the supplies.
Yes, what do you want? Oh, supplies from the goblins. Strange seeing a human delivering them. Usually they send their own. No matter. You didn't touch them, did you? Good, good. We wouldn't want anything to happen to our mines. Oh, no.
These landmines will help us defend ourselves from that animal Curzon and his men. Thank you for bringing them. If you need further work, I can probably find something for you to do, and you won't have to deal with those goblins. HM?
Safe travels.
HM, I love how they can't figure out, Okay, so supplies to Private Thorsen is now done. That was just an easy, like I said, just an easy breadcrumb. Cool. But we still have to go turn in this pot up here, too. And there, yeah. Now, we do need blood scalpiers. And we do have to go to the Throne of the Tide. So we do have a few things. We need tumbled crystals right there. And we'll get the singing crystal shards on the way back down. I'm not really worried about that. HM. This is about to get turned over. I could probably, maybe I should sell this fresh holly. I don't care about it. Hello, Glee Contestant. Did you make it to Booty Bay? Did the goblin Krazek fix my pot?
It's fixed. This is great. Now I can get dinner started. Thanks so much, adventurer. I hope you were okay in Booty Bay. That place can get pretty rough, and I heard rumors that the goblins will sometimes drag drunk sailors to their slave boats and take them to who knows where, to do who knows what.
Sounds weird. Alright, so we did complete this return to Corporal whatever. That one is also now done. Kaleb. Return to Corporal Kaleb. So cool. We've done these little back and forths now. But now we actually have some of the questing to be done up here. So yeah, no sell price for that. I guess you could just do it ad infinitum otherwise. Alright, and now if you use this holly, for instance, see it turns your mount into Rudolph. Isn't that cute? So it doesn't do anything special, it's just a cosmetic thing. Those are still, yeah, we don't need the shards. So what we're going to do now is go fight these two things. We're going to go get the blood scalps as we go to the Stone of the Tides. But then we're also going to go, the guy's name is Wolverine. It's kind of cute. Little gnome. A night elf. It's actually a night elf. But it's pretty cool. It makes me just think of, I don't know. It makes me think of something like my son would have done maybe like a year or so, maybe still now. Just like where you think of something that sounds cool. He's kind of getting past that age at 14. I want to play more with the kid. He's really been getting sucked into his friends, and that's natural for that age, so I haven't fought it too hard, but the problem is when we play together, he often wants to play games I don't give a crap about. And I want to, like, why can't he play World of Warcraft with me? Come on, bro. So I'm trying to get him to get back into this. Alright, so here we go. We are going to just kill some blood scalps since we're right here in the area. They're all easy. Yeah, they trigger and they run. We got an ear from that one. Should be fine. There's no... We had to fight a lot of these guys when we we're trying to get the rubbings on the little tablets. Looks like we get an ear. So far, it's been a 50% drop rate. I'm fine with that. That means we'd have to kill 30 of these guys, but we kill them pretty easily. That's about on track with where we're at. So yeah, like, time really, you know, it just flows by a little bit. So we're going to have completed a little bit more of these easy ones for this third episode today. There's still running around to do. They're still going to Gadget Stand. We're still working on the... Yep, okay, we're already at 5 years. We're still working on the northern part because Booty Bay sent us through another series of quests to the north. There's a very small middle section, which is our singing blue crystal shards we're gonna do. And other than that, it's I don't know that we're gonna be able to hit that up today, just because of time. Okay, so cool. We're already halfway done. We got 7 of the ears. Oh man, my chair just sunk. I've got to look into fixing this chair. I just keep saying that, but I don't really care if I'm not recording. I don't mind if I start slouching, but it is annoying when I'm in the middle of a record with you guys to do. Yeah, so we have some cool things coming up. So tomorrow will be Christmas Eve. So tomorrow we're going to go over a nice story for Christmas. I'm pretty sure there are some Christmas stories to read in the lore. We're going to go cover that. Then there we go. We got our 8th ear BT dubs. Then the next 2 days, we're going to cover Christmas. On Christmas Day itself and on the day after Christmas, we're going to cover all the Christmas quests. So I'm going to start working those myself off camera as well. We're going to start a holiday checklist, which that'll be pretty fun to do. So that will take us through the next 3 days, and then there may be some other Chronicle action that we need to get going on as well, where I look at the Gorobashi Arena and I possibly open up Maraudon. I'm going to have to peek at some of that stuff. So we might actually be taking that with us through parts of this getting us through the next week or so, which will also give me time to, should I be still getting iron? I think it's all mithril that I need at this point, yeah. I mean, sure, I could make steel, but it's so much. Steel is needed. Yeah, like 14. So much steel. So much. That's the downside. It's like, yes, I can continue to do this, but if you want to use iron, you're going to need a lot, 16 or something iron to get 1 point. So it's just not even worth the time for me to stop and mine it. Alrighty, so I want to kind of, I guess, go down maybe. There's a little camp right here. We only need 6 more ears, so if we can get these trolls in this little temple and the surrounding area, perhaps we can get our last 6 ears, plus this brings us close to where the Stone of the Tides is at. Those are the easier basilisks, but if they're worth XP, I will fight those. Not, we're going to skip and save them for the middle. And then we're just going to kind of look at time after that. We're going to check this out, and then we're also going to go get the tumbled crystal. And I want to pick up that, ooh, what is this? Hacking Cleaver of the Whale. Kind of cool. No, it's 3 spirit and 3 stone. That's lame. All right, we're at 10 ears. Hopefully between this pack of guys, we can get the last set that we need. But the tumbled crystal shards might actually take us a little bit of time. So that can be a little bit of a RNG situation. This guy, this axe thrower is just, one-shotted that guy. Ooh, I love that. Maybe it was a 2-shot. Okay, not getting a lot right now, but still need all 5. Oops, we're not getting any. These are bad. This is bad RNG on this. And man, people are just being really like antagonistic towards one another. Okay, we need down to needing 4 ears. I've been trying my best not to engage in that. That's I have the obligatory like eat less bad food every year that I do, but I think really if I was gonna I would try that whether or not there was a. What I'm talking about is New Year's resolutions. So every year I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat less bad, and so that's pretty much like a permanent thing. I'm just always trying to eat less bad, so it doesn't really make sense to. Okay, we got a page 4, but that's something we're gonna sell. Page 4 is useless to us. We still need 2 more ears, but there's pretty few guys. I think if I was gonna really make a New Year's resolution, it would be don't like participate in people being a douche online. Like, just don't bait, don't try to antagonize others. My bad habit is like making jokes. It's kind of funny because multiple different times, 2 separate times this week, it has been brought up. This is my approach to conflict, to me being disappointed. So at one point, my daughter has moved back in. She's 23 years old, and you know, it's especially in the economy, the housing market. It's not shameful that at 23 you need to move back in with your parents. I totally get it. And I think as a kid, there's a certain level of entitlement you feel when you move back in. Your parents always kind of owe you. You're always kind of going to be your worst self. Even my oldest daughter, who is very responsible, was her like laziest self when she moved back in, also at 23. All right, we just got page 10. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah, we got 5 page 10s. We do not need that. All right, we did get our final ear though, and now we're gonna swim out. I can check these guys, these basilisks, but we need to swim out to this island. So I'm gonna walk over the coast and swim over to the island because we just have to locate it. But as we're in this adjustment period, particularly more than anything else, my wife gets more annoyed about the chores and stuff. Yeah, so those are weaker basilisks. I'm not going to fight them. What bothers me is the entitlement that came with the dog. Now, she's lucky. I really am loving this new little dog, and it's a lot of work, and I'm training it, and I've talked about that before. But just the complete entitlement that comes with it, and the fact that she just treats it like it's an accessory. She wants to have it sleep with her whenever she's sleeping, regardless of the dogs. There's an elite croc right there. That is also part of the quest line. They're not named, but that's sort of the end of the croc quest line. We'll have to kill one of those. They spawn in multiple spots. Look at this. It's like a giant sea serpent. Interesting. Right underneath the water from this island. Is that a coincidence? No, I think it goes to the story. And this is Water Elemental Isle. So we've located the Haunted Isle. Alright, so what's left? We have to work with these tumbled crystals. And then possibly down to the singing shards down here. I also want to go... I think I'm going to go to Galvin's Finest Pupil, and actually that's where we're logged today. I'm going to pick that quest up, Galvin's Finest Pupil. And we're not going to turn in any of these other ones. And so what will we do on the next episode? We'll start by getting these tumbled crystals and then going down, walking down to get the singing crystals. And then make our way down maybe all the way back to town. Skip the giblets, skip the Akiris. Well, we can do them if we want. Just kind of work our way down. Stranglethorn Fever with the Heart of Moth. That's tough. And then there's the Bloodsail Buccaneers, getting that piece. So we can kind of just work our way down the coast. But what we're going to do is I think I'm going to stop at this camp. We did not see, if you notice, we haven't found any good ore. It's all been iron, but that's because the Northern Stranglethorn. I kind of want to just finish this. Just want to get through it and be done with it. There's a lot of questing to come. The Horde has a lot more troll killing stuff. But if you look at the quest... So what do we have if we start going along here? We are on... Singing Blue Shards is currently our... The lowest one that we are currently working on. And that's what we're going to do. Well, it's because you could get it from those, but we're going to treat it as a mid-level quest. That's technically the lowest level quest that we have. Okay. You start scrolling down. We have Blood Scalp Ears done. We just have to go turn it in. And then we've done that. We are on Hostile Takeover right now, too. We're going to do that right now. Some assembly required. I don't know what that is. That's done. All of that's done. And then we're working on this. Whoops. Excuse me. So this little chain will go. Excelsior is the next. We're actually going to walk around these dudes. The Tumbled Crystal. I'm not going to fight them right now. Excelsior is the next one for the fighting. And then Pretty Boy Duncan, that's the next of the chain after scaring Shaky, I believe. So we still, of course, have a lot more of the Green Hills of Stranglethorn to do. Curse of the Tides, we're working on that. And then it's a lot of, yeah, we got a lot of stuff down there. The Bloodtail Buccaneers, all that. All right. But to wrap up my little anecdote, I basically said to my wife, or my wife said to me, like, she's getting frustrated, but while she might kind of snap at my daughter more, my frustration takes the form of my jokes will get more and more real and more cutting. And I've even caught myself doing it a couple times. And then when I was at family Christmas, we were talking about my brother, my sister and I were talking about my brother, and my brother's a real piece of work. And she was like, yeah, the difference though between you is you will just cut him out at the knees with jokes and stay calm the whole time you do it. And he goes from like 0 to 100. But even my sister was like recognizing or just kind of pointing that out. So it's really where I've had two people that really know me well that have pointed out that aspect of my personality that I usually don't attack people in a nasty way or get super mad. But I have this really passive way of using humor and taking the costume of a joke and taking that costume and using it to point out something that I really don't like about what you're doing. All right. So we're going to pick up this Galvin's Finest Pupil because now we've got a couple spots available in the quest log.
There you will find my finest pupil, Trenton Lighthammer. He has much to teach you in the ways of ornate mithril. Otherwise, remain here and learn. Oh, Gadget-san is in Tanaris, of course.
Now, I do want to finish him off before we do that, but there's probably some other quests to pick up. We just have, we have a lot that we need to do. But I think this is a good stopping point for now. I thank you, everybody, so much for watching, for listening, for tuning in. And I look forward to getting our Christmas on over the next few days. See you guys all next time on this holiday episode breakdown or whatever. Man, there goes the flow. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.